You ever sit in a room full of people and still feel like you don't exist? Like you're physically there, breathing, blinking, alive, but for them, you're just background noise. Yeah, that was me. And the crazy part, it wasn't strangers. It was my own family. Let me tell you how it all started. And trust me, by the end of this, you're not going to look at family the same way again. My name is Zara. I'm 33. And if you had asked my family who I was, they'd probably say something like complicated, dramatic, a phase we had to survive. But they would never tell you the truth. Because the truth? I was the one they built their lies on. It was a random Tuesday night. Nothing dramatic, no warning music, no storm outside. Just me, sitting in my tiny apartment, eating instant noodles straight from the pot because, yeah, I was that tired. Phone rings. Unknown number. I almost didn't pick it up. Almost. Hello? A pause. Then a voice. Soft, shaky. Zara? Beta? It's me. My heart dropped straight into my stomach. Dottie. I hadn't heard her voice in 3 years. 3 whole years. Not because I didn't want to, but because I wasn't allowed to. You forgot us? She said, half joking, half broken. That hit different, because I didn't forget. I was erased. You need context, right? Yeah, let's rewind. I was 17 when everything flipped. Back then, I was that kid, straight A's, quiet, didn't cause drama, always trying to make my parents proud. Classic mistake. Because no matter what I did, it was never enough. My younger brother? Golden boy. My cousin? So talented. Me? Why can't you be more like them? You ever hear that line so many times it starts living in your head rent-free? Yeah, same. Then came the moment that changed everything. My dad called me into the living room. Documents on the table. Real serious vibe, like business meeting type. Sign this. Just like that. No explanation, no conversation, just sign. I looked down. It was a property transfer paper. A small piece of land my daddy had secretly gifted me years ago. Nothing huge, but it was mine. The only thing in my life that felt like it belonged to me. I looked at him. Why? His jaw tightened. Because I said so. That tone, that don't question me tone, but something in me, I don't know what, just snapped. I won't sign. Silence. Heavy. Thick. Dangerous. My mom didn't even look up from her phone. My brother? Watching like it's a movie. And my dad? He smiled. That scary, calm smile. Okay, he said. Then don't. I thought I won. Yeah, I was dumb like that. 3 days later, my college admission got canceled. Just like that. Funding gone, support gone, everything gone. I still remember standing outside the university office, holding that letter, reading the same line again and again like maybe it would change. It didn't. That night, he stood at the door. You want independence, he said? Go live it. And just like that, I was out. 1 bag, barely any money, no plan, just vibes and trauma. First week, slept in a bus stop. No joke. You think life hits rock bottom in movies? Nah, real life hits harder. Way harder. But here's the thing about hitting rock bottom. There's nowhere else to go. So you either stay there or you build something. I built. Slowly. Painfully. But I did. Worked random jobs, studied at night, cried in bathrooms where nobody could hear me. You ever cry so quietly that even you don't realize you're crying? Yeah, that kind. Years passed. I didn't just survive. I leveled up. Got my degree, built my career, started making money. Not rich, but enough to stand on my own feet. And that felt powerful. But I never went back, never called, never checked. Because when people show you what they mean to you, believe them the first time. Until that call from Dottie. "They're planning something," she whispered. "What?" "Your cousin's wedding. They want you there." I laughed. "Of course they do. For what? Entertainment?" Silence. That told me everything. "You should come," she said softly. "Why?" "Because they think you won't." That line? Yeah, that did something to me. Because she was right. They expected me to stay away, to stay small, to stay invisible. And I don't know why. Maybe ego, maybe anger, maybe something deeper. But I said, "I'll come." Big mistake? Maybe. Necessary? 100%. Next few days, I planned. Not revenge. Nah, I'm not that person. But I wasn't walking in blind either. I knew my family. They don't attack directly. They smile first, then stab. Softly. Publicly. So yeah, I prepared. Outfit? My choice, not theirs. Confidence? Borrowed, fake, whatever, but I wore it. And most importantly, I carried the truth. Because sometimes truth hits harder than revenge. Wedding day. Big venue, fancy lights, rich people energy. Everyone dressed like life is perfect. Spoiler alert, it wasn't. I walked in, and you know that feeling when conversations slow down? Yeah, that. People looking, whispering. Is that her? She actually came? Wow. Like I was some kind of reality show plot twist. My mom saw me first. That fake smile? Still the same. "Zara, you came." No hug, no warmth, just performance. My dad didn't even greet me, just nodded, like I was a delivery package. And my cousin, the bride, she hugged me, tight, too tight, then whispered in my ear, "Don't make a scene." I smiled. "Oh, don't worry," I said. "I won't start anything." But inside, yeah, I already knew. Something was coming. And this is where everything started building up. Because what they had planned for me that night, they thought it would break me. They thought I'd sit quietly, take it, smile, and leave. But they forgot one thing. I'm not the same girl they kicked out. And what happened next didn't just shock them, it changed everything. So, yeah, I was standing there in that hall, lights, music, fake smiles everywhere, and my gut was screaming, something's off. Dinner started, people laughing, glasses clinking, perfect wedding vibes. Too perfect. You ever notice that? When things feel too smooth, something ugly is hiding underneath. Then it happened. The lights dimmed, a big screen lit up behind the stage. My cousin grabbed the mic, and now a fun little family presentation. Fun. Yeah, right. Slides started. Baby pictures, childhood memories, laughter. Everyone relaxed. Then suddenly, screen changed. My picture. Old, unflattering. And underneath, family disappointment. The room chuckled. My fingers tightened around my glass. Next slide. Ran away from home. More laughter. Next, couldn't succeed. Now people were fully laughing, like it was a comedy show, like I was the punchline. Then the last one hit. Big, bold text. Still alone for a reason. And just like that, the room split. Half laughing, half uncomfortable. But nobody stopped it. Not my parents, not my relatives. Nobody. My cousin leaned into the mic. "Don't worry, guys, she's used to it." More laughter. That's when something inside me went quiet. Not broken, not hurt, just clear. I stood up, slowly. No drama, no shouting, just stood. And for the first time, people noticed me. Not as a joke, as a presence. I walked toward the stage, every step echoing.
My cousin smirked. "Oh wow, she's coming up. This should be fun." I took the mic, looked at the crowd, took a breath, and said, "You're right." Silence. I did leave home. Pause. Because staying meant losing myself. The room shifted. You could feel it. I struggled, worked jobs you wouldn't last a week in, cried alone, built myself from nothing. Now nobody was laughing. I looked straight at my parents. And you had everything, and still chose to tear your own daughter down. My mom looked away. My dad's face hardened. I turned back to the crowd. You laughed. And I get it. You saw a joke. Then I smiled. But I see something else. I paused. Let it sink in. I see people who are so scared of failure that they'd rather laugh at someone who survived it. Dead silence. I handed the mic back. Didn't wait for a response. Didn't argue. Didn't explain. I just walked out. No dramatic music, no shouting behind me. Just my footsteps, and a room full of people realizing they picked the wrong person to laugh at. Outside, cold air hit my face, and for the first time in years, I could breathe. Phone buzzed. A message from my cousin. "You ruined everything." I smiled, typed back, "No, you showed everyone who you really are." Blocked. And just like that, it was over. Not the pain, not the past, but the control they had over me, gone. Because here's the truth. Family doesn't get a free pass to break you. Respect isn't automatic. It's earned. And sometimes, walking away is the strongest thing you can do. So tell me, if you were in that room, would you stay silent or would you stand up?